Currently in the United States, there's a lot of people discussing one thing: money. Right now, the Biden administration is in its final 30 days, and this is where they are trying to push out billions and billions of dollars of unspent funding that they have already passed. Just look at this. The IRS is going to be sending out their special stimulus checks to 1 million Americans. I talked about this just yesterday, but it doesn't stop there. Look at this. New York is planning on and proposing a $500 inflation refund check. Yeah, it just continues. The Biden administration and multiple states are trying to push out the remaining stimulus funds that they have passed over the past 4 years. Guess what? You could be on the winning side of that. You could actually get some of that money. I'll explain who's getting this up to $1,400 stimulus check from the IRS and what you have to do to actually claim this. Guess what? It's a little bit of nothing. And then, what's going to happen in New York? So, I'll explain all this plus more in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoyed these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So first off, we need to talk about this special stimulus check of up to $1,400 that 1 million Americans are going to receive. First off, I talked about this yesterday. I think a lot of people just assumed this was going to go to every single person in the United States, which is not true. Okay, that's 100% false. The truth is, it's going to go up to 1 million people. That's who's going to get it. Okay, I want to read a little bit of this article. Again, this is saying the IRS is sending their special stimulus checks of up to $1,400 to 1 million Americans. Now, the thing that you need to realize is that this is because the Biden administration has uncovered, or the IRS has uncovered, a group of people that have not claimed their special payment. Look at this. It says the IRS will send out $2.4 billion in special payments to 1 million people who did not claim federal stimulus checks on their tax returns for 2021. It says the IRS will issue automatic payments later this month to anyone who did not claim the 2021 Recovery Rebate Credit, the agency said, which is a refundable credit for individuals who did not receive one or more stimulus payments, officially known as the Economic Impact Payments, or the EIP. Okay. The reason why this is such a big deal, the reason why I'm bringing this to you again, is because a lot of people were wondering, well, I didn't receive one of my payments. Well, this is where you might get it. Or I didn't receive this payment through my state. Well, guess what? You're still eligible to get those. Okay? And it's a big, big deal. Now, what do you need to do to get this? Well, I'm going to get to that in a moment. But first, I want to show you what else is going out. Look at this. It says millions to get bigger Social Security checks if Biden signs the new bill. Well, President Biden did sign the new bill. The bill that was signed just the other day, the Social Security Fairness Act, this one is actually going to push out, billions and billions of dollars to the tune of about $195 billion over the next 10 years. So a certain portion, about 2.8 million people, are going to receive an increased benefit over every single month for the life of their Social Security payments, but that's only 2.8 million. Everybody else, well, you got the same problem that the Biden administration just approved. And okay, I don't just want to say the Biden administration, because this was overwhelmingly passed by the House and the Senate, which means both Republicans and Democrats voted for this bill to get this passed to provide larger benefits to 2.8 million people. These are firefighters, police officers, postal workers, teachers, right? Government workers. They're going to receive a benefit, a larger benefit. Guess what? That also increases the insolvency date for Social Security. So again, there's some good news there, but the bad news is if you're not part of those 2.8 million people, well, you could see your Social Security benefits get reduced much sooner. The next one, look at this one. The Biden administration just forgave $4.28 billion in student loans for public service workers. Okay? $4.28 billion in student loans. That's a massive amount of money. Okay? Look at this. It says right here, okay, the rule changes made by the Biden administration in 2021 expanded the program's eligibility and has now resulted in nearly 1.1 million borrowers receiving forgiveness. What you need to keep in mind is that a lot of the stuff that has been passed in, well, really in 2021, 2022, it's still in effect. The Biden administration can go out and, again, forgive student loans. Okay? They can still pass certain bills. They can still, send money to, other countries into special interests. So right here, you can see that the Department of Education said 54,900 additional borrowers under the PSLF program would receive loan forgiveness. Okay. It's interesting because we're now starting to see where the Biden administration hasn't sent out a lot of stimulus or hasn't really provided that type of a benefit over the past year. Okay, they've been focused on the election, focused on winning seats in the House and the Senate. Well, guess what? They screwed up that royally. And now they're rushing this money out the door. Look at this one. It says Biden prepares final $1.2 billion aid package for Ukraine, as Trump says Kyiv is likely to receive less U.S. aid once he takes office. Keep in mind, that's in 30 days. President-elect Donald Trump will take office in 30 days, meaning that President Biden, the Biden administration, has to send out these funds immediately. This is also why many states are issuing some last-minute stimulus. Okay? Again, here's one of the states, New York. It says one state is proposing $500 inflation refund check. It's an inflation refund. Interesting. This is what it looks like. Okay? It says residents in one state could soon receive inflation refund checks of up to $500. It says New York Governor Kathy Hochul, a Democrat, is proposing one-time payments of $300 to individuals who earn less than $150,000 and $500 for families making less than $300,000. The proposal will go before the legislation for its approval when the session starts in January. Payments could begin as soon as fall of 2025. Keep in mind, the inflation refund isn't an issue, okay? Not a problem. But if a family is making $300,000 per year, okay? So what is that? $25,000 a month is what that family is making. It doesn't matter what state you live in. You can live in an expensive state, okay, where the cost of living is just sky high, like New York or even California. But even if you're making $25,000 a month, which is what $300,000 per year is, guess what? You're still living a very good life. It's a very comfortable life. So for her to come out in the state of New York to propose families making up to $300,000 are going to get a $500 check, do you think that $500 check is really going to affect them? No. But could a $300 check for somebody making less than $150,000 per year, could that really impact them? Well, maybe not 150, but what if they're making less than $50,000 a year? Okay, what if they're making less than $75,000? $300 could pay a bill. Okay, $300 could actually put food on the table. Okay, that's the big thing, is that these inflation refund checks that we've been hearing a lot about over the past 2 months, the problem is they are trying to send these to people that don't need them. A family that makes over $250,000, $300,000, do you think they need a $500 check? Probably not. Okay, that probably will not impact them one bit. They won't change their lifestyle at all. They're not going to put that money into paying off a credit card, or what are they going to put it back in the stock market or crypto? Potentially, because that's exactly what the higher income earners did when we were sending out all those checks. Now, I want to get to the special stimulus checks coming from the IRS. Now, how do you get them? When are they coming? Well, here's what you need to know. Do you need to apply for the IRS payment? According to the IRS, they say no. The IRS said it's sending the payments automatically to about 1 million people who filed tax returns and who qualified for the recovery rebate credit, yet didn't claim it. The agency will send a letter to recipients to let them know they will receive a payment. When the payment's coming? Well, they're planning on sending these checks throughout December, and most of the payments will be arriving by late January 2025. Okay. Here's where things are going to get interesting. These payments have to go through before January 20th, because if they don't, there's a good chance that the Trump administration and the Republican Party, who will hold the majority in the House, the Senate, and they got the presidency, all three, they have full control. They are likely going to strip away billions of dollars from the IRS. Okay? The IRS knows this, and so they're trying to get money out as quick as possible. I have a friend that he used to work for the IRS. Well, like a lot of people were speculating over the past few months, well, really since November, there's a good chance their job isn't safe. Guess what he did? He left. He left the IRS because he's extremely concerned, as are many people that are working in the IRS, that their jobs are not safe and they will be let go very soon. So, we're going to see what happens. The one thing I can tell you is that right now the Biden administration has less than 30 days to start sending out billions and billions of dollars, which looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. So, we're going to see more of these special payments coming out very soon. As we get these updates on them, I promise I'll come back and fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.